Asaduddin Owaisi, one of those leaders who straight away went to Jahangirpuri. None of the other leaders have actually been there. Not anyone from the BJP or the Aam Aadmi party that has been exchanging counter allegations against each other and whose party Ansar is part of. But I'm going to speak to Owaisi, Mr. Owaisi here. Sir, you went to Jahangirpuri. You went to meet the families whose homes and businesses have been demolished under the bulldozer politics that's actually gripped many states in India now, including Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, as well as Uttar Pradesh. What did you say to them, and what have these families said to you?
Let me tell you, if an Ansar joins BJP, and if an Ansar joins an our party, he's an Ansar only. That doesn't change his religious identity. So that is why now Ansar is being blamed and Ajay Taini is being showered with petals. And as far as my visit, because I had arrived in Delhi late in the afternoon, I had gone to this Jama Masjid, offered my Maghrib Namaz, and I had seen the demolition of that gate in front of the masjid, where a bulldozer came. The victims' families, three victims' families came and met me, and one family whose son was arrested also met me. See, this is a clear example of vigilante justice. The BJP is adopting the same methods of what Israel, an apartheid country, does to its own citizens. We go around the world and say that we are a functional democracy. Is this the way you behave with your citizens? Without even giving them a notice? Under what law do you decide that that a person is stone pelter, and under what law you can come to the conclusion that he is convicted? Why do you have police? Why do we have the courts? Why do we have the judges? Then close all of them.
So the court did stay the order on the bulldozer today.
That is why the courts are there. But the BJP government has become judge, jury and executioner. They are destroying rule of law of this country. You have to follow the principles of natural justice to give them notice. Please tell me, from last 7 years, did you give them a notice? You only did this unlawful and inhuman action because your own party people have written a letter to you that XYZ is involved, go and demolish it. Your own mayor said that. And subsequently, you do a vengeance kind of politics. This is nothing but complete apartheid, a classic example of apartheid and vigilante justice.
So, but the demolition happened for both communities, the Hindu community as well as...
That demolition is illegal. 85% people are Muslims, remaining are non-Muslims. But under what law, please tell me? On March the 10th of this year, BJP has passed a law in Parliament that we regularize unauthorized colonies. Why not this? What have this poor done?
So, but ultimately, law and order comes under the Delhi police. That's under the central government. The entire issue has arisen from the fact that there was a violence that erupted in Jahangirpuri on the day that the third procession of the Hanuman Shobha Yatra was being taken out without permission.
Without permission, exactly. Without permission, a procession was taken out, and people in procession had swords, not one, but in large numbers, which is again illegal. It attracts Arms Act. They had country-made kattas. Again, it attracts Arms Act. They were allowed, in the presence of police, without police giving them permission, to raise those provocative slogans. That is where the whole trouble started, when they wanted to erect a flag in the masjid.
So, but the fight happened between both communities. Exactly. There was action and retaliation.
I will not say action, reaction. Yes, it happened. But why did you allow the procession, number one?
That is the question on the Delhi police.
In the capital of our country, can anyone take out a procession with swords, with arms, without police permission, and right under the nose of the police? What the hell was the police doing? You should have stopped them. You should have arrested them. No, you allowed it, and this whole lot of issue takes place.
So the Delhi police has given a statement saying that no attempt was made for someone entering inside the masjid and unfurling of...
What kind of justification is this? That are they trying to say that, yeah, it's fine to hold swords. It is fine to have country-made pistols. It is fine to raise provocative slogans, Musalman dash. This is what...
We're not saying that, but what we're saying is that there's been a... Do you think that there's been a sustained narrative with the politics over bulldozer in many places? We've seen it in Khargaon, we've seen it in Gujarat, in Khambat, we've seen it in Uttar Pradesh as well. And this is just another ripple effect of the same that's been created between Hindus and Muslims.
BJP has created this jurisprudence of bulldozer. Please tell me, a handicapped person who has no hands, you demolish his shop on which he survives, that is the source of livelihood, and you call him a stone pelter. Please tell me, what kind of example is that? And here you come and demolish all these shops which are a source of livelihood for the poor people. Would you go and demolish those big houses which are unauthorizedly constructed? No, you will not go. This is an action against the poor people. This is a vengeful action taken by the BJP. This is nothing but, where are we heading? We are heading towards an abyss where we will not be able to come back.
So you and Brinda Karat were the only people. You were not even allowed by the police. She happened to be there when the bulldozer was there near the masjid. There are people who are questioning the kind of politics that you are currently meting out. Is it only to look at how Muslims are being segregated in this, and why not the Hindus who have become collateral damage, sir?
Collateral damage or damage has to be condemned. I strongly condemn the visuals which your channel has shown about Mr. Gupta pleading. The man is saying, I have documents. You don't want to hear him for a minute. You have not even allowed for Mr. Gupta to show the documents of that shop which he has. Can you imagine what kind of pain that person would be tonight? Can you imagine what is going to all those poor people who have lost their only source of livelihood? And you blame me. I have no problem. You continue to blame me because the last 40 years it's only Muslims who are responsible for communal rights, but the subsequent inquiry commission exonerate us. You don't want to do justice. You are doing vindictive politics. You have created a jurisprudence of bulldozers, which is bad for our country, which is bad for rule of law, which will destroy the confidence of people in the courts of law as well. The government of the day cannot become judge, jury, and executioner, which the BJP has become now.